Hey guys, that's right. I am Eric, and this is the Existential Nerd. So today's episode is kind of interesting. As we all know, the big hype right now is superhero, comic book, whatever, movie fatigue. Meaning that fans are getting tired of comic book heroes. I'm trying to figure out why would this even be remotely something anybody would want to talk about. Because I mean, honestly, do any of you care what comic book or superhero movie fatigue is? You should. The problem is it's a catchphrase that a lot of companies and a lot of critics love to throw out in regards to superhero films that bomb or don't succeed as well as they should at the box office. Batman versus Superman was one of those films that people claimed that superhero or comic book film fatigue was setting in for. That's why it didn't hit the big numbers. $1 billion frickin' dollars, people. That's not a big number. Okay, maybe it's not quite $1 billion. Billion overall worldwide. Doesn't matter. It made more than its money that went into marketing and production. It was a success. The problem with the film was other reasons. But we've discussed those. Folks, here it boils down that superhero fatigue or film fatigue is not real. It's just a catchphrase that the movie industry and the critic industry love to throw around to fans to get them concerned that maybe the films are going to start bombing and that maybe it just isn't worth going to see. And what's worse is that it's comic book based news agencies that are putting this information out, nerd groups that are putting this information out, perpetuating the problem. How about we try this on for size, ladies and gentlemen? Let's stop perpetuating a potential problem that doesn't even exist. I'm just saying. The reason why a film does not succeed is not because people are tired of seeing this type of thing. It's more on lines of, I would say the proper term would be franchise fatigue, but that's the great thing with the Marvel films, folks. It's a franchise. The MCU is a franchise tentpole thing. However, we have so much variety involved that we have Doctor Strange, we've got Ant-Man, we've got the Avengers, we've got the individual Avenger films, we've got the Inhumans, we've got this and that and everything in between, that they all are connected. They're all part of one universe, but they're not the same films. DC is going to be the same way. There are so many films out there that are in the comic book superhero realm that are interchangeable, yes, but they're also intertwined and interconnected in their own franchised universes. And it doesn't mean anything to the overall intent of fatigue. The reason why you would run into fatigue is if, let's say, we're on the upcoming 8th film in a race car franchise. You know, we're getting a film that nobody really seems to be wanting, but we're still getting. And unfortunately, people are going to buy more tickets for it. So there's fatigue, but nobody's paying attention to it. That's the thing. It doesn't exist. It's not real. A film will flop for other reasons. Fatigue has nothing to do with it. As long as the people care about the characters, the people are in the film itself, the actors, and the franchise itself that it's based around, they're going to go see it regardless. You might not see the huge numbers, but there's a lot of other outside impacts and reasons for it, such as economic instability and such. That's where the real problem lies. So let's stop throwing around this silly notion that people are getting tired of superhero films, because honestly, I'm not. The more the merrier. Ninja Turtles film. Okay, the second one we reviewed over with Nathan Smith. I personally thought it was a decent film. It wasn't up to par as what I wanted. The ending was meh. Not to spoil anything. But there was a lot of turtle action going on. That in itself is great, because we need more. The first one had enough turtle action in it, but it focused on the human characters more than it should have. The DCU is shaping up. The DCW universe is really shaped up. Marvel's television or Netflix universe has been building up and has been fairly decently connected to the overall MCU. There are so many film franchises out there that are working that it disproves any notion that people love to throw around about superhero or comic book film fatigue. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we don't need it anymore. Let's drop the term. Let's move on and enjoy these films for what they are. Movies that produce great visual enjoyment, audible enjoyment, visceral enjoyment. We're seeing characters that we loved from the comic books and cartoons even, and brought into the realm of a visual tour de force, where we have live actors portraying these characters that we fell in love with, and in a lot of cases portraying them accurately. Whether they became a fan because they auditioned for the role and, oh my God, what was I missing my entire life? Or they were fans from the get-go, like Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool. He was a fan. He fought for that character. Look what we got. A popular, kick-butt movie. Folks, these films mean so much. And I mean, if there was any chance that there was actual comic book film fatigue going on, then why are Comic Cons popping up all over the place in places we never expected cons to show up at that are actually doing exceptionally well? Yes, it's ridiculous to think that like I said, it's a catchphrase. It's a term used to spur clicks. Clickbaiting is what they call it, where they put up a fancy term or a fancy line on the website or on Facebook or whatever social medias that you're using at the time and catch that title for this article. Superhero films are bombing because of superhero fatigue. And then you click on it, and all it is pure rumor, speculation, and the opinion of one author. That is irrelevant because it doesn't exist. I will never buy into or sell to you, our viewers, the concept of such a notion. Because if a movie bombs, I will tell you why. Nathan will tell you why. Liz will tell you why. And it will never be because the fans are bored of superhero films. No, we will tell you it's because, special effects sucked. The acting sucked. It bombed because the writing, the script, it sucked. It sucked because the director had no clue what the hell he was doing. We'll tell you stuff like that, and we will be blunt and honest. But we're never going to give you some BS excuse about some form of imaginary fatigue because, other websites want clicks. So guys, I just want you to know, if you go to patreon.com/notesandnerds, you can help support us here at the Existential Nerd, Retro Gaming Nerds, Music Hour with Nathan Smith, Nom Nom Nerd, Back in the Day, and other shows that we have cooking up and coming out for you. Patreon.com/notesandnerds has been around for a while, or Patreon.com in general has been around for a while, helping people like us build more content for you through your help. We don't care if we have 100 subscribers at $1 or one subscriber at $100. It's the fact that you guys support us and we appreciate every bit of it. And the more people like you that help us, the bigger and better our shows will be, the more expenses that we will have covered so we can do more for you. So guys, this has been the Existential Nerd, and I am Eric Schutz.